My name is Mujala Olua, and Battle Pitola once again. This is going to be a very short live session. What I quickly want to do here today is to of something that's probably very pressing. You would decide that, and I hope that you do something about it. I want to talk about uh, recovering arrears of dividends. Since I made the video last year on how to claim your arrears of dividends in Nigeria, I've got several inquiries by email, the comment section. I also wrote a piece that I think it predates the video. The video predates the piece on my blog, omlivingstones.wordpress.com. So on both platforms, I've been getting inquiries and comments and questions, and someone even booked a session, like I mentioned in another video, to say that their aunt had shares and they don't know what has happened to those shares. They want to reclaim the dividends. It's been a while, and I've also been getting emails, several emails, people asking me, how much would you do this? Oh, the owner of the shares, their parent is late and they want to get it. So we just want to talk about, in the video that I made and in the blog post, we talked about reclaiming your arrears of dividends while you're alive. So what happens when you're late? Many people have asked me these questions, and the current scope of my practice, that is what I have done. I'd always tell you on this channel, something I've done, I'll tell you. So what I've done so far has been to help people who are still alive reclaim their arrears of dividends. So for a person that is late, I have had so many inquiries, but I have not gone ahead to help any such person do that. So what I did was that I messaged the registrar. I also have a friend who is trying to get his late dad's dividend. So I explained to him, just get in touch with the registrars. They will let you know what they require of you. Don't be afraid. Now, I was even concerned because, when I initially told him, I said, I did not even, contemplate how difficult it would be for someone who is late. And I mean, for a shareholder that's late. I did not contemplate how difficult it can be for, their successors to get their arrears of dividends. So I just explained the normal process, just do this. So when he went to a cafe to print a document, he then said that the cafe, probably the owner administrator just told him, oh, is it this? You need so and so. It's very difficult. They literally just scared him. So, but I encouraged him. I said, I don't want you to be scared. Don't give up. I don't like it when people give up these monies. Do you want the federal government to just wake up one day and say, all these monies, we are going to use it and it's gone forever? No. So he wrote the registrars. I also wrote the registrar. So I have printed out what the registrar told me. I'm not going to mention the name of the registrar because we're not in partnership with them. But what I essentially want to do in this short live session is to take you through the requirements for a person that is late, so that if you're trying to claim arrears of dividends, you would know how to go about it and what you need now. And so that if you're still alive, or someone that's still alive who has not claimed their arrears of dividends, you would encourage them rather to do the needful, because time is going, Ojon Law, and so that they would not end up having to go through all these hurdles to get what rightfully is theirs. For context, dividends are the returns you get on shareholding as a shareholder in a company, in a publicly listed company. So if you have bought shares in Nigeria before, it could be bank shares, it could be, oil and gas companies, FMCG companies, it could be, different other companies, cement companies, companies that produce things that we use daily. Whatever companies you bought shares in the past, there was a kind of interregnum, or what would I call it, whereby, people were not speaking so much about, shareholding and dividends, because there was a crash in the stock market in Nigeria. And then there was a period where we were translating from physical to digital. So many people, so many things were lost in transit. So because I remember growing up, the shares that my parents bought for me and the ones that they owned, they would go to the post office and pick up the dividends. Was it post office or the bank? I know it usually comes in. It usually came rather in an envelope that had one rectangular nylon part in the middle of it, see-through nylon part in the middle of it. So it would contain, the there's a name they call it. Now, I don't know why it's skipping my memories. That document discloses the share, the dividends that's been shared. So I know my parents were talking about, this one, 1 kobo per share. That one, 50 kobo per share. This one, 10 naira per share, like that, like that. And then they would take it to the bank, I believe, and then claim it and get the money. So, after a period when we translated in Nigeria to digital banking, so many people lost track of how to get their dividends. People who used to go through brokers, probably lost contact with their brokers. Some broking houses are, folded, when stopped working, stopped functioning, or people, just lost contact and then they were not able to claim it. So essentially, there's been a call since about 2019, 2020 for people to go get their shares because, there was a figure that was disclosed that as at 2020, there was so, I think, million or billion naira in the value of dividends outstanding that Nigerians had not claimed from shareholding. So from 2020, I started to help people to, get through this after I had learned how to do it. So the details are in the description box to this live session. You can look for it on Batok with Ola. Just check how to claim arrears of dividends. You could even Google it, how to claim arrears of dividends, Batok with Ola, or how to claim arrears of dividends, Mujola Oluwa's blog. So they are on those two platforms. So it will tell you how to claim it if you're a shareholder, or if you know a shareholder that's still alive, how to do it. But the shareholder is late, it becomes a bit difficult. It's easier, for persons that are alive. You really just need to look for the registrars, download their e-mandate form, fill it, send it to them by email. They will confirm some details from you and they will start paying the dividends into your bank account with your BVN supply directly. That is very easy. So if you're still alive, or a shareholder that's still alive and they have not done that, let them do it so that all their dividends will from now on go directly into their bank accounts. So if such a shareholder departs this world, sometime in the future, it's easy for whoever they have left behind to continue to claim it. All they need to do, if they have made a will or a letter of administration, the executors for a will, the administrators for letters of administration will be able to administer the bank account with the dividends flowing into it directly. There will be no need to restart the claiming process. It will be very easy and very seamless. But if someone has died and has not done this is what registrars are requiring. The requirements may vary from registrar to registrar, but this is one registrar that I mailed. They sent it to me. I explained to them. I said, okay, because many people have inquired from me, and they have said, oh, if you want to help us, how much would you charge? What would you need? Can you help us do this? So I said, so at some point, I said, I'm usually hesitant to help people that I don't know do it because it involves your personal details, your personal data according to the definition of the NDPR, personal data, things like, your BVN, things like your account number, and then your signature, all those things. So I would usually, for the most part, people that I don't really know personally, I have often, put them through or re-explain to them, this is what you need to do. If you need further information, just ask me. And then when people have insisted, oh, can you help us? How much are you going to charge? I've told them, I will charge a flat fee. So now the issue is that if you're not sure how much you have in the value of shares or in the value of the dividends you're seeking, if the flat fee turns out to be more than what you're looking to get, what do we do about that? But of course, if it's now less than, then you have gained. But essentially, I would often put you through. But if you now want me to help you to do it, I am now going to find out what you need. So I'm going to go through the process now, and you're going to start thinking about, oh, do I have this? Will I get this? And the amount that the registrars are requiring, can I afford that with a lawyer's fee, or would I rather do it on my own? So now they are saying that bereavement on shareholdings, that's the title of the document that I was sent by one of the registrars. And the following legal documents, which include, these are things that they require for to process. I think it's called transmission. It's called generally, yeah, transmission of shares. So to process it up until when you start receiving the dividends directly in the bank account uh, of the executors or the administrators, which will now put you at par with someone that's alive. You need to jump through all these orders. Provide the original and 2 copies which has been sealed by a competent high court of probate letter or letters of administration or will. So you need to provide a will or letters of administration where applicable. Then you need to provide 2 copies of death certificate. I read that of the registrar that I asked my friend to contact, and they are even saying that, oh, if the amount is up to certain millions of naira, you would need the death certificate that comes from the National Population Census. But if it's below certain million naira, then they can take the cause of death certificate that the doctor signs at the hospital, and then you provide further details like, burial details, maybe burial funeral program, just to prove that the person has actually died. These are things that you would also provide when you are applying for letters of administration. So it's like repeating the process of administration twice. This is why it's better for you to link your dividend paying directly to your bank account now that you're still alive, so that it will be easy for your executors or administrators in case of your demise, and so that they will not have to jump through all these orders. So, but if someone has died, a shareholder, this is largely what they will need to do, with minimal differences depending on the registrar. So probate letter, that's letter of administration or will. Then 2 copies of death certificate. I've explained that. Original copies of share certificates. You would need, some registrars ask for these too, even if you're alive. So this one is mutually applicable, whether alive or dead. Then original copy of banker's confirmation without clause in the name of estate account, the signatories of the account being the administrators or executors with their individual passport photographs stamped by the bank. If you're alive, what you would need to just prove is to submit your banker's confirmation of signature. When I processed for a client, they had asked for that, so I asked him. He just went to his bank and he got the document. It's just a confirmation. I think your bankers would ask you to sign. You sign twice just to confirm that it's your signature that's on the account, and then they would give you a letter stating or confirming that that's indeed your signature, which we scanned at the time and uploaded and emailed to the registrar. So they're asking for that. So instead of this now, because the person is dead, they can ask the person to confirm the person's signature. And I must say this, that the issue of signature is one of the most crucial parts of processing dividends. If you're alive, it's easier. You just sign, you upload your signature. If they're not sure, they ask for confirmation. You go to your bank, you get it. But now, if you're dead, you cannot. If the shareholder is dead, rather, they cannot confirm their own signature. So they would require this original copy of banker's confirmation in the name of estate account. That means there must be an estate account. That means you must have gotten letters of administration. You have to go through that whole process before you can claim dividends for a deceased shareholder, or you must present their will. So estate account, the signatories of the account being the administrators or executors with their individual passport photographs stamped by the bank. So a completed e-dividend form, that's the mandate form, indicating the estate bank account details, duly stamped, signed by the bank. So sometimes, I spoke to a colleague, who wanted some guidance about processing letters of administration for a deceased shareholder. So when I explained to them, they explained to their clients, and then one of their clients told them that the signature is a non-issue because they can sign. You cannot sign because they will compare signatures and there'll be a problem. And if you sign and get away with it, that's forgery. That's forgery. So to avoid that, just do it if the person is still alive. And if they are late, these are the orders. So the essence of this live session is just to encourage you to go process this dividends while the shareholder is still alive. But if they are late, these are things that you need to do. It's not that the dividends are gone forever. So be encouraged and go through all these orders. So I'm just trying to underline the fact of the signature, because when you fill the e-mandate form, you will need to sign at the end. So because you cannot, if it is your father, for instance, or your mother, if it's your father, for instance, or your mother, you cannot sign for them. So if you sign for them and you submit it, the registrars will return it and ask for the person's signature. That's when you will now disclose, oh, this person is late. Because also, even if you try to forge their signature, you put their BVN or your own. So if when trying to confirm the details, they confirm from another source, maybe from the bank or from the BVN, from where they're confirming BVN or any other details that you've uploaded that the person is late, that means the process will be paused and it will not go through. So important, because so father cannot sign for son, son cannot sign for father. So the signature part, it has to be the signature of the shareholder, or the signature of the executors or the administrators, lawfully so called. So then covering letter with administrators or executors, current address and phone number. Covering letter is just to say that, oh, we are executors or administrators to so and so estate, and we are claiming their shares, that we are trying to claim the arrears of dividends, for their shareholding to the value of so and so with you, or with your company, with the company that you are registrars to, and so on and so forth. Then power of attorney where applicable, 2 copies of newspaper publication or notice of obituary. So imagine all these audio. So these are things. Then they are put here, cost of legal search. In Lagos, 25,000, or other western states, 25,000, Edo, Delta, and Kwara State, 30,000, Abuja, Northern and Eastern States, 30,000. Registrar's fee to process transmission of shares. Applicable fee to process transmission in the registrar's records is 1% of the market value of the shares. Then applicable fee for confirmation of power of attorney. Please be advised that such fee to confirm the authenticity, TCT actually, of the power of attorney is 15,000 naira. Please note that the applicable fee is exclusive of 7.5% VAT. Then they say that you can credit the account, they put their account number, their name, and their bank. So, and then you need to give them the evidence of payment to enable them process the transaction. So essentially, these are things that you need to process with minimal differences. But I would advise you that once you first search, go and read or go and watch the video that we did on claiming arrears of dividends, the general one. Then once you have searched out the shares and you can tell that, oh, this person is holding so and so shares with this company and this is the registrar. Once you've done that, then you can write an email to the registrars telling them that the person is late and asking them for their own particular requirements. But essentially, this is what you need. Now, what if you already applied for letters of administration before you realized or remembered that, oh, this person also owns shares and they are not part of the estate that we're administering already? That means you now have to go back to the probate registry or the high court, wherever you got the letters of administration, to do to process additional a certificate of additional properties, adding to the estate sought to be administered, where you would now include the shares. Then that proof that the court gives to you, the certificate, you now take it alongside the letters of administration to the registrar. So it can be, an elaborate process, but if it's something that you've already contemplated, maybe you've already started the letters of administration, you already understand the process of administering the estate of a deceased person, it will not be too difficult for you. There's a video on the channel on how to get letters of administration. There's about 2 videos. One is talking about the requirements, the documents. The other one is talking about the process in total. So please watch them, look for them on Batok with Ola, and then you can write to the registrars. But like I always tell everyone that mails me or that asks me about these things, watch the video that we did or read the blog post. Links to them are in the description box. And when in doubt, go back to the registrars. Find the registrar's email. The easiest way is to say, if, for instance, or you get wind of the fact that, oh, this person owned maybe Dan Tata flour mill shares when they were alive. All you need to start with is to say, Google, who are the registrars of Dan Tata flour mills? Then they will tell you, Crown registrars are the registrars. Then you now search Crown registrars email, official email. you get it, then you now send them an email saying, oh, I'm so and so person. This person owns so and so shares while they were alive. I'm trying to claim it for them as they are so and so. You explain your relationship. Please, what are the requirements? What's the process? What's the time frame? How long will it take? All of that. But if you want a lawyer to do it for you, you need to also, because I asked for that too, they said that you need to give a lawyer a letter of authorization, and then supply all these documents and pay the necessary fees so that it can be processed for you. I hope that you've learned a thing or two from this live session. I will see you in another live session where we'll talk about something also very important and practical. Please keep following us on Bar Talk with Ola. Share it far and wide and leave us comments in the comment section. Let's continue the conversation. To do.